Check, testing. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of solo raids. Sorry this video is so late. I had a shift change on my job, so I was not able to do it yesterday or Saturday. But I'm here today to do it, and we're ready to get started. First thing to do is go to Settings, turn your raid retry off so that you can save some valuable seconds. Remember, the purpose of this video is to help you get your top 200 badge, or possibly top in the world badge if you're looking to do that. The way we do this is I go through each portal one at a time. As I do the portal, you watch and look and learn all the information you need to. And then after I've finished, you pause the video and go ahead and do the portal yourself, knowing all the information you needed. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with portal 1. Don't skip, obviously. Our first Titan is Juck. Our decks are Moonbeam, Acid Drench, and Blazing Inferno. I'm going to go with Moonbeam. And Juck is pretty easy with Burst. You just take out the torso, head, and legs, and you're good. Alrighty. And as usual, I'll say the first 20 Titan, or sorry, the first 19 Titans don't have any special info or buffs or debuffs, so you can just take them down without checking that. So for our second Titan, we've got Juck, we've got Cosmic Haymaker, we've got Psychic Chain, and we've got Clanship Barrage. I'm going to go with Psychic Chain. We can just take down all the limbs, since Psychic Chain's going to do a little bit better at that, and then either the head or the torso, it doesn't matter. Really, in the first 10 it doesn't, or the first 9 it really doesn't matter at all, because they don't have any armor. So as long as you take them down, it's fine. For our third Titan, we've got another Juck. Our decks are Psychic Chain, Clanship Barrage, and Decaying Strike. I'm going to go with Psychic Chain. And it seems like just one burst is enough to do it for any of these limbs, even the legs. So as soon as you see that burst, just go ahead and switch. There we go. Moving on to Portal 4. We got a LoJack. Our decks are Razor Wind, Thriving Plague, and Acid Drench. I'm going to go with Razor Wind. Nice. No problem. Okay, we can move on to Portal 5. We've got another LoJack. Our decks are Inspiring Force with Swarm. That's a good one. When there's no armor, we got Victory March with Haymaker. That's terrible. Victory March with Razor Wind. That's probably okay. And Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno. So we don't really need the Victory March, because one burst is enough to take down any limb. So you're going to be faster if you just go ahead and go with Inspiring Force with Swarm. There you go. Yeah, 5 seconds. That's pretty fast. And we can move on to Portal 6. We got a Sterile. We got Ancestral Favor with Moonbeam. That's terrific for Sterile because of how thick his torso is. Inspiring Force, Ancestral Favor is what it is, with Skull Bash. And we got Clanship Barrage with Razor Wind, and we've got a head focus deck. I'm going to go with this one. It's just better for Sterile because we want to get that torso knocked down fast. See, it tanks a few hits. There we go. Staying on the 5-second takedowns. Very nice. And we can move on to Portal 7. We've got a Takdar. Our decks are Inspiring Force with Swarm, Purifying Blast, Acid Drench. We got Limb Focus, and we've got Thriving Plague with Gas. I'm going to go with deck 1 again. I think it's just a little bit faster than this because Thriving Plague takes a while to proc, whereas Swarm is very fast with its procking. So we'll go ahead and do that. Nice. Like those little bees spread around nice and fast. Got it. All right, moving on to Portal 8. We've got another Sterile. Our decks are Inspiring Force with Swarm. We got Ancestral Favor with Moonbeam. We got Purifying Blast with Acid Drench, and we've got a Head Focus. We're going to do the same thing we did before, Ancestral Favor with Moonbeam. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible that Inspiring Swarm with Inspiring Force of Swarm would be a little faster. It's possible, but I just feel like this is a little bit faster. Also more targeted towards Sterile. All right, moving on to 9, we've got a Takdar. We've got a Torso Focus. We got Ancestral Favor with Razorwind. That's fantastic. We've got Thriving Plague with Gas, and we've got Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno. Between these two, I'm going to say Thriving Plague with Gas is better. Just because you don't have to worry about the transitions. You just get those stacks down, and you're good. Especially on the limbs. As soon as you get 1 or 2 stacks down, they're dead. That was fast. That was really fast. All right, on to Portal 10. Now we've got armor, and we have to really start paying attention to the parts we're killing. Our decks are Fusion Bomb with Inspiring Force, Inspiring Force with Plague, Clanship Barrage Razorwind, Moonbeam with Prismatic Rift, and Fragmentize with Prismatic Rift. I think probably if we go with 3, we're going to be doing a little better than any of these others. The support cards for these are for the armor, and the torso definitely has the most amount of HP on the body, so that's going to be pretty much worthless when you get to that. And I feel like Clanship Barrage can break through that armor. I mean, even Razorwind could break through the armor pretty easily, so we're going to go with that. We'll take down the head first. Give Clanship Barrage a little bit of time to ramp up. There we go. And then just a few hits on the leg and the arm, and we're good. Awesome. All right, moving on to Portal 11. We've got a Tarot. Our decks are Gas with Swarm, Limb Focus, Ancestral Favor with Fragmentize, Radio with Prism, and Thriving Plague with Gas. I think probably our best bet here is Thriving Plague with Swarm with Gas. And we can just avoid the head. There we go. Yeah, as long as we avoid the head, we'll be alright. There we go. Nice. And now we can move on to portal number 12. I forgot to check to see if the recording was good. Yeah, recording's fine. Awesome. Portal 12, we've got Mohaka. Look at our decks. We've got Torso Focus, garbage. Swarm with Whip, that's decent. Ancestral Favor with Fragmentize, that's a decent too. Head Focus is not great. Razorwind with Totem is not great either. So it's going to be between 2 and 3. I think probably because we want that cycle pattern for Mohaka, we're going to go with Swarm with Whip. We'll just focus down the head real good first to start off with, get a few stacks going, and then start moving around. There we go. Get those legs. Nice. Knocked it out. Move on to Portal 13. We got a Sterile. We've got Fusion Bomb with Inspiring Force, Ancestral Favor with Razorwind, Radioactivity with Prism, Victory March with Haymaker, and All Armor. I'm going to go with Ancestral Favor with Razorwind, just because Razorwind will hit the torso body better than any other deck that I'm working with right now. Whoops. There we go. Probably could have done that transition a little better. And I can move into Portal 14. We've got Juck. Our decks are Thriving Plague with Inspiring Force. We've got Victory March with Haymaker. We've got Victory March with Chains. We've got Razorwind with Totem, and we've got Prismatic Rift with Fragmentize. So for Juck, we only need to do 4 parts maximum. So Victory March isn't going to help us a ton here. Although Totem is really slow for this Titan. Well, we'll just go ahead and do Inspiring Force with Swarm. And we'll focus on the leg, head, and torso. We don't need to do the cycle pattern with Swarm because Swarm's pretty good at staying where you aim it. There we go. Now it's going to spread. That's alright though, we got it. And we can move on to Portal 15. We've got a Mohaka. Our decks are Frag with Psychic Chain. We got Ancestral Favor with Razorwind, Victory March with Haymaker, Victory March with Skull Bash, Clanship Barrage with Victory March. And we've got our Totem with Purifying Blast deck. For this Titan, I'm going to go with Ancestral Favor with Razorwind. It just, I feel like it's just a better option here. Come on, there we go. Just take these bad boys down one at a time. Whoops, how did I miss that? Come on, burst. Sometimes these burst cards just don't want to burst. It's alright though, we got it. Now we can move on to 16. We've got another Mohaka. Our decks are Fusion Bomb, Gas, and Swarm. That's a decent one for Mohaka. We've got Clanship Barrage, Victory March, Torso with Totem, Limb Focus, Victory March with Haymaker, and Whip with Blazing Inferno and Armor Focus. So to one hit KO, this one I'm going to go with number 1. And Fusion Bomb will do the first bit of damage, and once we get down to the last bit, Swarm will do the finish it off. Whoa. Okay, Fusion Bomb might finish a few of these things off. There we go. Alright, did pretty good. Oh, we're having trouble submitting. That's weird. I have good internet. That means the server's having trouble, I would wager. I know my game's not frozen up because my dude's still sitting there moving around. Recording's still good. Huh. Interesting. Might have to close it down and retry it. I'll wait a couple more seconds just to see. Retrying score submission. Score not submitted? Oops, something was wrong. Well, let's check and see what happened. Well, we'll just do it again. That's interesting. You know, sometimes you got just weird little issues that you have to deal with this game. And I know it's not because they're not working hard to make it a good game. It's just that they've got so many issues. It's just hard. You have thousands of players playing on the servers, and there we go. No problem. Moving on to Portal 18. We've got LoJack. Decks are same as before. Fuse, Gas, Swarm. Ancestral Favor, Clinch, Barrage, Flak. We've got Ancestral Favor with Torso Focus. We've got Limb with Armor Focus, Head Focus, and Victory March with Haymaker. I'm going to go with Ancestral Favor, Clinch, Barrage, Flak. Works real good for LoJack this early especially. Just get a couple hits on that armor and then just move on as soon as the armor's down. I guess I could have skipped one of the limbs, but at this low level it really doesn't make a huge difference. It's like 2 missiles from Clanship Barrage to take them out. But if you're really trying to be competitive and make as quick a kill as possible, you want to skip one of the hands or shoulders. Alright, we can move on to Juck. This is Portal, what was it again? Portal 19. So next one we'll get some effect info. We got Fuse with Prismatic Rift and Swarm. We got Body with Grim, Limb with Armor, Clanship Barrage with Victory March. We got all armor, and we got head focus. Yeah, I think with Juck, I'm gonna go with Victory March. We're still low enough that we don't need the support card per se to really get the win. But wow, take 5 minutes to take down one limb. Come on, Victory March, I need you to save me here. 3 parts down. There we go. Wow, that took way longer than it should have. Victory March just is garbage with only 0 to 1, 2 stacks. It's just so weak. That's alright. Alright, well, we can move on to 20 now. We got some info finally. 15% decrease to burst damage. So we want to use Affliction. We got Fusion Bomb, Gas Swarm, Gas Grim Swarm, Ancestral Favor, Clanship Rush, Flak. We've got, ooh, this is a good one, Gas Thriving Plague Swarm. And then we got Ancestral Favor, Clanship Rush, Chain, same thing with Razor Wind, and we got Armor Limb Focus. I'm going to go with deck number 2, there it is, 4. I love how Thriving Plague and Swarm work together so well. We'll just do that. Anytime Thriving Plague works with another affliction that really stays strong like Swarm does, it works fantastic. Got him. We can move on to Portal 21. Portal 21, we've got a Sterile. Our info is Affliction duration increased by 40%. Nice. Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, Moonbeam. That's actually pretty good for Sterile. Purifying Blast Body, Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, Flak. Victory March with Grim Shadow. We got Torso Focus with Totem, Totem with Purifying Blast, and we've got Limb Focus. I'm going to go ahead and do the Moonbeam Clanship Barrage. It's just the better option here, particularly on Sterile. Go. Got that dead. And take down the head, a leg. Oh wow, that's weird. Usually requires a hand too, but for some reason it didn't have enough HP to survive the head, torso, and leg. I know they rebalanced the Titan HP before, and it seems like when they did that, something wonky happened with the solo raids, because I've noticed a couple times when I've been playing against Taktar, and there's been no debuff on, or no increase on the HP or anything, they'll die with one limb remaining like LoJack usually does. So it's I don't know, it's weird. All right, info. Portal 22, we've got 50% increase to armor, health. So you can just avoid the arms, no problem. And it's Juck, so we've got Fuse, Gas Swarm, Fuse Prism Swarm, Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, Frag, Victory March Grim, Head Focus with Ancestral Favor, Victory March Haymaker, and Thriving Plague, Gas, and Blazing Inferno. I want to go with the Clanship Barrage Frag. We can take down head, torso, and the 2 legs and just avoid the arms completely so we can avoid the debuff. Head first, torso second, and we'll go left leg to right leg. Nice. My transitions were pretty bad there, but when you don't have a bunch of retries, there's really nothing you can do about it. Moving on to Portal 23, we've got another Juck. Our info is 20% increase to body damage. Right, so armor goes down normal, body goes down fast. Our decks are Fuse, Prism, Swarm, Ancestral Favor, Flak, Clanship Barrage is a good one. Torso Focus with Ancestral Favor, Purifying Blast with Totem, Head Focus with Ancestral Favor. We've got Victory March Haymaker, and we've got Whip with Blazing Inferno and Prismatic Rift. We'll go with deck 2 and take down the leg armor first, and then move on to the other armor pieces. Go. Nice. Head, torso, done. Right, we can move on to Portal 24. For 24, we've got attack DAR. Info is 50% head health increase. Okay, so this is one where we won't have to kill all the arms. In fact, I think we probably won't have to kill 2. So we'll see what happens here. Fuse gas swarm. Gas swarm maelstrom. That's actually a pretty good one. We've got head focus. Victory March Grim. Purifying blast totem. Ancestral favor head focus. And whip with prismatic rift and blazing inferno. I'm going to go with deck 1. We'll just go ahead and avoid the whole right side and just do the legs, torso, and left arm and head. And try to get those stacks down for Maelstrom. Obviously, they're more important than the actual stacks of the... I mean, you want to get some bees down, but the stacks for Maelstrom are more important than the stacks of the bees. This is something that we found out doing clan raids in Tier 3 is that after they release Maelstrom, Maelstrom, Thriving Plague, and Rancid Gas is a good deck, but it's better if you focus 7 parts rather than all 8 because you can maintain the Maelstrom stacks better. Alright, Portal 25. Moving on to Portal 25, I mean. We've got Juck. Our info is burst chance increased by 25%. Our decks are Fuse Gas Swarm, Fuse Prism Swarm, Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage, and Skull Bash. Same thing with Fragmentize. We've got All Armor Focus, Purifying Blast with Totem, and we've got Victory March with Haymaker. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Fragmentize. Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage, Fragmentize. Take down the head first, and then move to the torso. And then after the torso, go left leg, right leg. Those are all pretty good transitions. The leg transitions was not fantastic, but head to torso and torso to left or right leg. Left leg was good. All right, moving on to Portal 26. We've got it's Tarot, and the burst chances decreased by 20%. So let's look and see what we got. Body with Grim, Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage Flak is a good one even with the burst decrease. Same thing with Skull Bash, Armor with Limb Focus, another Armor with Limb Focus. We got Torso with Totem, and Victory March with Haymaker. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with deck 2. I know the burst is decreased by 20%, but it's still just at this low level, it's just faster to do it this way, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but it's not a big enough of a difference that it's going to affect me. Now, if you were to try and do, if you were to think that that would be slower for you and you want to do it faster, yeah, there wasn't really very many good Affliction decks. It was Grim with Body, but I don't think it was. Yeah, I think that's definitely the best bet for this. All right, moving on to Portal 27. We got Juck and 3 seconds added to raid duration. Body with Grim, Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage Flak, that's a good one. Armor with Limb, another Armor with Limb, Head Focus, Purifying Blast Totem, and Head Focus with Ancestral Favor. I'm going to go Flak again. Same as before, but this time we don't have the 20% decrease on burst chance. Here we go, legs, or leg armor, head armor, torso armor. Come on, head armor. Torso armor. Finish off the head. Back to the torso, then to the leg. Done. Okay, we can move on to Portal 28 now. For 28, we've got a Juck. Our info is 50% increase to head health. So we don't have to kill one leg, just head, torso, leg. All right, we got Body with Grim, Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage Flak, Ancestral Favor, Torso Focus, Head Focus, Torso Focus with Totem, Limb Focus, and Whip with Blazing Inferno and Armor. Yeah, I'm going to go with Flak again. You just take down a leg. There we go. Head. Torso. Oh, come on, head. Torso. And then back to head. We'll just roll down to torso. And then back to leg. We're good. All right. Moving on to Portal 29. We've got a Tarot. Our info is 25% increase to burst damage. Our decks are Fuse, Gas, Swarm, Body with Grim, Head Focus, Victory March Grim, Purifying Blast with Totem. That's a good one for this. Limb Focus, and Victory March with Haymaker. We're going to go with deck 5, Purifying Blast with Totem. You start out on the torso. There we go. Get those nice fairies. I love that they changed the frequency of the fairies. It just makes it so much more dependable. There we go. Okay, we can move on to Portal 30. Now we should have armor and a buff and a debuff for every raid going forward from this point. So we got 25% to limb damage increase and 50% limb health increase. All right. Our decks are Body with Grim, Ancestral Fair with Torso Focus, Limb Focus with Armor, Ancestral Fair with Head Focus, Limb Focus again, Victory March with Haymaker, and Thriving Plague, Blazing Inferno, and Gas. That's what I'm going to go with. That's a good one. We'll go ahead and do all the limbs and avoid the... we'll avoid the torso. Let's see what... Well, we might just go ahead and... With Psycho, it's just so much easier. Just hit everything. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Come on. Those limbs are so beefy, though. I should be able to... No, see? We do have to kill a little bit on the torso. Well, at least we killed it in one deck, I guess. Could have done a lot better if I'd have, I guess, not focused one of the legs or something. Alright, we've got Sterile. Our info is 20% increase to armor damage and 15% decrease to burst damage. Alright. We've got Fuse, Prism, Swarm, Body with Grim, Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, Razorwind, Limb with Armor, Victory March with Grim, Thriving Plague with Limb, Thriving Plague, Blazing Inferno, Gas, and we've got Blazing Inferno Whip with Prismatic Rift. What was the buff again? All armor damage. Okay, yeah, we're going to go with Clanship Barrage, Ancestral Favor, Razorwind, because we don't have to worry too much about the armor, but what we do have to worry about is all that torso health, and Razorwind does fine against that. And the armor, with the buff against the armor, we don't have to worry too much about having to chop through it with Razorwind. Plus, on top of that, Clanship Barrage does fine chopping through armor because it has the general buff, or does general damage rather than focused or specific part. There we go. We can move on to Portal 32. We've got Takdar. Our info is 25% increase to all limb damage, which is fantastic for Takdar, and 50% increase to head health. All right, let's look at our decks. We got Fuse, Gas, Swarm, Fuse, Prism, Swarm, Limb with Armor, another Limb with Armor, Torso Focus with Totem, Limb Focus, Blazing Inferno, Thriving Plague, Gas, and we've got Whip with Prismatic Rift. What was it again? Limb damage. Okay, yeah, we're going with the Cycle deck. Either 7 or 1. I think 7's our better bet. My Thriving Plague's just a little bit higher than my Fusion Bomb, so that's what we'll do. Get the stacks down on the head and the torso, and then just kind of general little swipe around on the limbs. Make sure to focus down those legs real good because they got way more HP than the arms. Twice as much, in fact. Goodness, armor. Keep those stacks high. There we go. Got it. All right, we can move on to portal number 33. Got Juck. Our info is 20% increase to all body damage and 15% decrease to burst damage. Let's look at our cards. We got Purifying Blast with Body Focus, Limb with Armor Focus, Victory March with Grim Shadow, Armor Focus, all Armor Focus, Purifying Blast with Totem. That's actually probably, was it again? Burst damage. Maybe not. Ancestral Favor with Head Focus, and we've got Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno and Gas, and we've got Whip with Prismatic Rift and Blazing Inferno. I'm going to go with deck 7. I think it might be our... Oh, did I freeze up? Yeah, it froze up. I'll go ahead and restart it. That's weird. Usually don't freeze up until about 40 minutes. 40 minutes to an hour. It's getting less and less time. Recording still going good? Yeah, recording's still going good. All right. Back to our solo raids. And we're going to go with deck, I believe it was deck 7. Yeah, deck 7. And we'll focus down the head first. Get a couple stacks of Thriving Plague on there. And then the legs obviously need to get a good stack on them. Wow, the hands just die so fast. There we go. Got it. All right, moving on to portal number 34. We've got Sterile. Our info is 25% increase to burst damage and 50% limb health increase. So we don't need to touch the hand, just the leg, torso, head. We got Fuse with Gas and Swarm. We got Body with Grim, Ancestral Favor, Clinch, Barrage, Flak. It's probably our winner. We got Thriving Plague, Swarm, and Gas. We got Limb with Armor, Head Focus, Armor Focus, Ancestral Favor with Head Focus. Yeah, we're going to go with deck 3, Ancestral Favor, Clinch, Barrage, Flak. Take down the leg first. Leg armor first, I should say. Then the head. And then move on to the torso. Finish off the head. And then the torso is the biggest chunk. There we go. But by now our Clinch Barrage is ramped up enough that we don't have to worry too much. Especially after losing the damage off of Flak. Alright, moving on to 35, we've got Tarot. 50% increase to raid damage and 50% torso health increase. Alright, that means we can just do head torso to win if we've got a good burst deck. Okay, we got Gas, Acid, Swarm, Decaying Strikes, Gas Swarm, Purifying Blast of Body, Head Focus with Haymaker, Victory March with Grim Shadow, Armor Focus, Purifying Blast with Totem, that's our winner for sure. And then Thriving Plague, Blazing Inferno, and Gas. We'll go ahead and go with deck 7. Totem with Purifying Blast. And we don't need to touch the leg, we just take down the torso and then the head for the win. And I noticed after they changed where the fairies, where is that fairy going? What happened there? I noticed after they changed the target of the fairies that it's harder to do the transition from torso to head. But yeah, we had one fairy just start from over here and just go flying off into the sky. That's so weird. Awesome. 36. Let's go to 36. Got LoJack. Our info is support effects increased by 10% and 15% decrease to burst damage. That's fine. We got Fuse, Gas, Swarm, Ancestral Favor, Clinch, Barrage, Flak. Same thing with Moonbeam. Same thing with Fragmentize. Head Focus with Haymaker. Armor Focus. Torso Focus with Totem. And we got Thriving Plague, Blazing Inferno, Gas. That's what we're going with. That just always seems to be the better choice. Get some damage on that torso and head, and then just start on the limbs. There we go. Nice. Okay. Now we can move on to portal number 37. We got another LoJack. Info is 25% increase to head damage and 50% limb health increase. All right. Let's look at our decks. We got Fuse, Prism, Swarm, Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, Moonbeam. Same thing with Skull Bash, Limb with Armor again, Torso with Totem, Purifying Blast with Totem, and we got Thriving Plague with Limb. So what was it again? It's head damage increase. And then limb HP increase, right? Yeah. Alright, let's see here. We'll go with Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, Moonbeam. Focus down the torso first to get Clanship Barrage ramped up, and then we can move on to the head, which would die nice and fast because of our nice buff. Then move on to the legs. We might not have to kill one or two of the arm pieces. Yeah, 3 of them actually. Nice. Alright, moving on, Portal 38. We've got another LoJack, 20% increase to body damage, 80% affliction chance. Okay. Look at our decks. We got Body with Grim, Clanship Barrage with Flak, Purifying Blast with Body, Purifying Blast with Totem, Limb Focus, Victory March with Haymaker, Thriving Plague with Limb Focus, and Thriving Plague General with Blazing Inferno and Gas. This is Affliction Chance. Okay, so we're going to go with Flak for sure. Yeah. And we'll start with the limb parts. And we can just avoid one of the hands completely. Come on. Oh boy. I want to avoid that shoulder. Go to the head, torso, back to the head. Come on, missiles. There you go. Got it. All right. We can move on to Portal 39 now. Let's look at our info. It's a LoJack. We've got 3 seconds raid duration added and 15% decrease to burst damage. All right, so our decks are Fuse, Prism, Swarm, Body, Grim, Armor Limb again, Head Focus, All Armor, Limb Focus, and Victory March Haymaker. Wow, we didn't get any good affliction decks. I mean, this is all armor though, so it won't really do the job, I don't think. Well, this will be a 2-decker, unfortunately. Not a whole lot I can do about that. Unless we'll try it with deck 1 and see what happens. All right, head first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 1, 52. Wow. Alright, so yeah, definitely a 2-decker. We did get all the armor and a couple pieces of the limbs, so that's good. Let's look at our cards here. Oh yeah, deck 2 is our winner for sure. We could get Grim Shadow going on the head, and then just move to the torso, and then to the legs. Got it. Alright, well that's unfortunate, but you know what? We didn't have very many good options there for the decks. All our cycle decks with afflictions were armor or body focus, no particular general like Thriving Plague with gas or anything like that. Alright, we got Takdar for number 40. We've got 25% increase to limb damage and 50% increase to limb health. Alright, we got Fuse, Gas, Swarm, Clanship Barrage, Flak, Torso with Ancestral Favor, Armor with Limb, Purifying Blast with Body, Totem with Purifying Blast, Thriving Plague with Limb, and Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno Gas. Was again limb damage. Okay. So I'm going to go deck 8. I think deck 8's our winner here. I've been wrong before, but get head and torso going and then cycle on those limbs. We want real good damage on the legs too. Come on. Stay on there, little stacks. Got him. That was kind of close, but we did it. All right. That's 40. Now we're to 41. Anybody who skips, this is where they would pick up. Our info, it's a tarot, by the way. Our info is affliction chance increased by 40% and armor damage decreased by 15%. We got fuse, gas, swarm. We've got grim, swarm, gas. That's actually not too bad. We got fuse, prism, swarm. We've got ancestral favor, torso focus. We got head focus, armor focus, ancestral favor with head focus, and victory march with haymaker. Yeah, we're gonna go with grim, gas, swarm. I feel like that's our winner here. And get those grim shadow stacks going on the head, then the torso, then the left leg. And just keep those up and down. Man, it seems like swarm just wants to do its own thing, but we'll keep the grim shadow stacks going on the head and the torso. There we go. Wow. Terra is literally one of the easiest titans to kill, regardless of what the buff debuff is. It's just so easy to kill. All right, moving on to 42, we've got sterile. Our info is 25% increase to limb damage and 15% decrease to burst damage. All right, our decks are fuse, prism, swarm, body with grim, ancestral favor with torso, victory march with grim, torso with totem, purifying blast with totem, and head focus with ancestral favor, and whip with blazing inferno. I think we go with deck 6, just because having a single target deck is fantastic when working with sterile, and this is literally my strongest deck. It's probably everybody's strongest deck. So just get that knocked out, do the head, and then the legs. Come on, fairies, I need you to move it. There we go. And we can move on to portal number 43. We've got a LoJack. Our info is, legendary quest complete. Nice. 10% support effect increase and 50% limb health increase. All right. Let's look at our decks. We've got gas, fuse, and swarm. And we've got gas, maelstrom, and swarm. That's actually pretty good. We got ancestral favor, torso, gas, acid, swarm, decaying strike, gas, swarm, limb with armor, head focus, and armor focus. What is going on here? Looks like my pets are going nuts. Yeah, we've got all my pet quests done. All right, let's finish this off. With the support effects, we want to take a deck with gas. And so I think I'm going to go with deck 2. I really like Maelstrom. With almost any affliction cycle deck is fantastic, especially with gas. It just works really well. We're going to avoid one of the limbs just because we know that we don't need to take down that limb. Oh my, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. All right, we got it anyway, no problem. And we can move on to portal 44. We've got a Mohawka, 3 seconds added to our raid attack duration and 50% arm health increase. Well, I think this is the one that arm health. Okay, so this is one we'll need all but one shoulder. No, well, we will need the head. I'll have to check and see. Okay, we got Fuse Gas Swarm. Wait, what was the other? Raid attack duration. Okay. Fuse Gas Swarm, Fuse Prism Swarm, Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage, Flak, Purifying Blast with Body, Ancestral Favor with Head, Limb Focus, Victory March with Haymaker, and Whip with Blazing Inferno and Prismatic Grip. Let's go ahead and go with deck 3. I think we can do it with that. Take down the armor first, and we should be able to avoid 2 of the arms, I think it is. No, it's just the arm increase. So no, we need 1 arm. We will need 1 arm. Okay. Take down the head. Take down these shoulder bits. Whoa. My mouse aim is so bad. It's hard to see this cursor though with all the stuff flying around. All right, on to 45. We got Tarot, 25% increase to torso damage and 50% decrease to armor damage. Okay, that's fine. Fuse Gas Swarm, Ancestral Favor, Torso. We've got Purifying Blast with Body, All Armor Focus, Torso with Totem, Purifying Blast with Totem, that's a good one. And Thriving Plague, Blazing Inferno, Gas, and Whip with Blazing Inferno with Prism. I'm going to go with deck 6. It just makes more sense. Take down the torso. Nice and fast. Come on. And then the head, if we can. Come on, fairies. I need you to move it. Fairies just need to fly a little bit faster. And this deck would be perfect. That's the one gripe I have about Totem of Power is sometimes if you are doing a raid attack and you're focusing like a limb or the head or the torso, like any part, you could be waiting until the first fairy flies from all the way across the screen and you waste all that time doing no support damage. All right, 45, we've got Sterile. 40% affliction chance increase, 20% decrease to leg damage. All right. We got Fuse Prism Swarm, Body with Grim, Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage, Flak. That's going to be our winner. What was it? 40% affliction chance. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage, Skull Bash, All Armor, Ancestral Favor with Head Focus, Victory March Haymaker, Thriving Plague with Limb. Yeah, that is our winner. We're going with Flak. And we'll just do 3 arm parts and the torso and head. Go. Yeah. There we go. And then we'll finish off the head. Now Clinch Barrage ramped up good enough that we can stand the loss of the Flak passive. All right. Moving on to portal number 47. We've got Sterile again. Our info is 20% increase to armor damage and 20% decrease to limb damage. Well, that sucks. All right, we got Ancestral Favor with Torso. Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage, Razorwind. Same thing with Skull Bash. Limb with Armor. All Armor. Ancestral Favor with Head. Victory March with Haymaker. And Thriving Plague with All Limb. So, let's go with deck 2. That will help us out the most, I believe. And we don't have to focus the limbs first because we're not using Flak. We'll just take down the head and then the torso. And unfortunately, we do have limb damage debuff, but it's okay. They're so skinny that they'll die pretty quick anyway. All right. We got 47 out of the way. We can move on to 48. For 48, we have a Juck. Our info is 25% increase to affliction damage and 15% decrease to burst damage. So looking for a good cycle deck. We got Fuse, Gas, Swarm. We got Radioactivity, Gas, Swarm. We've got Purifying Blast of Body. We've got Victory March with Grim. Limb Focus, Thriving Plague with Limb Focus. Thriving Plague with General Blazing Inferno and Gas. And we got Whip, Prismatic Rift, and Blazing Inferno. I think I want to go with deck 7. Yeah, deck 7's our winner here. And we could focus on the head first, pay special attention to the head and also the legs. There we go. Come on, legs. I need you to start dying a little faster. Got him. Alrighty, we can move on to Portal 49 now. And we've got Tarot. Our info is 25% increase to burst damage and 50% increase to leg armor health. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, we can just avoid the leg completely and just do one arm. We got Fuse, Gas, Swarm, and we've got Body with Grim. We've got Armor with Limb Focus. We've got Purifying Blast with Body Focus, Victory March with Grim, Victory March, Clenched Barrage, Razor Wind, all Armor Focus, and we got Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno and Gas. And we don't want to touch the legs. And we want a bursty deck, but we don't have we don't really have a bursty deck that's not bad. Alright, so I guess our best bet for doing the most damage possible . Huh. Well, this sucks. Yeah, this sucks. This is going to be a 2-decker for sure. That's alright. Alright, we'll go deck 1. Deck 1, cycle, and avoid the head. Unfortunately, we will have to hit the legs anyway, so. Even though we do have a debuff on them. Come on, I need you to stack there, body, or torso. You're like the one important place that I need the stacks to hit for sure, and you keep missing. Well, we got the armor, I guess. Yeah, 2-decker for sure. That's alright. Well, we can do the easy Grim Shadow body deck, and then I'll take it out. Alright, Grim Shadow. You and I have a bad relationship. You always text slow for me. That's alright, we got you going. Alright. That was Portal 49. Let's do our last portal together. Our last portal is going to be Tarot. The info is 25% increase to burst chance and 80% burst chance. Whoa, that's weird. So it's basically about the same. Not a big difference. Okay, we got Body with Grim. That's going to be our winner. Ancestral Favor, Clinch Barrage, Flak. We got Body with Purifying Blast, Head Focus with Haymaker, Victory March with Grim Shadow, All Armor Focus, Torso Focus with Totem, and we got Victory March with Haymaker. Yep, deck 2 is our winner. And it should be our final Titan. We'll just wipe out this leg armor, followed by the head armor, and then to the torso armor after head armor is down. Come on, Clinch Barrage. I need you to get ramped up. It'd be great if Flak could take down the leg, but of course not. That's alright. Do the head first, move on to the torso, and then to the leg. Come on. There we go. Alright, that's it. All done. 50 portals finished, and our solo raids are complete. Just want to say again, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, if you found it useful, give me a like. Leave a comment with any critiques you have or any requests that you have. And again, sorry for being so late this week. I had work issues, but we're good now. So before you leave, make sure you go back into your settings and turn your raid retry back on. And I hope you all have a great week. I'll see you Saturday.